The wait is finally over. We finally have Stranger Things Season 2. The Duffer Brothers made something so good last year with the first season, and now they really have kind of a challenging task in front of them to not only match the hype of the first season, but surpass it, really. And I think Season 2 does that in spades. This season is amazing. I binged it in one day, all 9 episodes, 9 hours of my life I dedicated to this show. I loved the whole thing. I have some issues with the show, obviously, it's not perfect. But for the most part, I thought the Duffer Brothers made a bigger, better, more engaging season 2. And it's probably one of my favorite seasons of TV ever, really. So we have the continuing adventures of the 4 kids, Mike, Lucas, Dustin, and Will. Will is finally back, by the way. Spoilers, probably for the first season. 11 has gone to the Upside Down. What happened to her? We don't know where she is. That's part of the big mystery of the first episode and the second episode. And we get that answer pretty quickly. I was kind of surprised. I'm going to try not to spoil too much, but if it happens, it happens. Watch at your own risk, really, but you should probably watch if you've seen season 2 yet. I really dug how quickly we got into the 11 stuff, because part of me thought, half of the season would focus on her getting back to the real world, but we get back there pretty quickly. One thing that I found interesting that I expressed in my last review was the intriguing aspect of having Will in a whole season of the show. I didn't know what was going to happen because I don't know Noah Schnapp, how he is as an actor, really. But he really did a fantastic job, and I think he deserves an Emmy nomination. He was so good in this season. He really just played it off so well. And part of me got nervous. Oh, they're going to find a way to get rid of Will again, and it's going to happen. I know it. But no, he's in the whole season, and he is awesome. 11, also really good. I found her arc this season really good. I didn't really dig her storyline in episode 7. When you watch that, you'll know. I didn't like that episode that much. It felt like a very different show, and at times maybe even a little bit of a CW feel, which is fine. CW is good for the most part, but I didn't like that for a Netflix high budget Stranger Things season 2. I didn't really like that episode too much, but it was just a small, and the ideas introduced in that episode were really good. So I'm gonna hold hope for season 3 that hopefully that storyline is continued and finished in a good way. So for new additions, we have Dacre Montgomery, Sadie Sink, Paul Reiser, and Sean Astin in this season. I, for the most part, loved every single one of them. Dacre Montgomery was a little bit extra the first couple times we see him. He's not in too much of the season, but when he's there, he was kind of overdoing it with the 80s vibe, and I thought he worked as an opposing sort of villain human force for Steve and for Max, but I wasn't a huge fan of Billy. He's the only one that I was sort of like, Max, on the other hand, Sadie Sink, I really enjoyed, and I was kind of nervous at first because I was like, don't add another kid to this group. What we have right now is electric. I love everybody in this group right now, all 5 of them. We need to keep 11, Will, Mike, Lucas, and Dustin. We don't need a new kid, but she comes in and she really steals it. She didn't steal it, but she was really good. I really liked Max, Mad Max. She brought something to the show that was different from 11 because, she could easily come in and be like, oh, Mike's new love interest, creating foil for creating sort of an issue with 11 and Mike, and kind of a triangle, love triangle. They could have went that way, but I'm glad they didn't. They do the love triangle thing, but in a different way with Dustin and Lucas. That storyline worked out pretty well. I'm glad how it ended because this season I liked how Lucas got more screen time and a lot more development as a character. I liked his sister a lot. She was really funny and cute. I did not like Dustin that much at all for the first few episodes. There's this storyline that's developed, and quick spoiler for season 2. he finds this slug thing in his garbage, and I'm pretty sure that's the slug that Will coughed up at the end of season 1, and he has it as a pet, and it starts growing, and then the group, he brings it to the group, and the group is like, yeah, we gotta keep an eye on this thing, and then the thing ends up leaving and running amok in the school, and they're all looking for this slug for like 2 episodes, but little do they know Dustin had it the whole time because he found it in the bathroom and put it in his hat and left. That slug caused so many issues. It killed his cat. What the fuck, man? You killed Muse. Why would you do that? Why would you? And then he lies to his mother about it. Like, what kind of an asshole would do that? Yeah, I didn't. He got better toward the end when he sort of pairs up with Steve, but he didn't work for me too much. I love the actor Gaten. He's great, but. No, I didn't like Dustin that much. Mike surprisingly does not have that much to do, but when he's there, he's good. Will, as I said, amazing. 11, very good. Hopper, of course, just like last season, he's a standout. He's great. He's one of my favorite characters in the whole show. Winona Ryder, a lot better this season as Joyce Byers. A lot better this season. Last season she kind of overdid it. This season she's much more tame, and obviously because her son's back, but she's a lot better this season, and I really liked her this season. Her boyfriend, Bob, Sean Astin, love Bob. Not going to get into Bob because it makes me upset to talk about him, but love Bob. Nancy, once again, very good. Jonathan, good. Steve, actually a really big standout from season 2. I loved Steve. I did not like Jonathan and Nancy's storyline this season too much because I didn't like the whole Russian spy thing and the whole we gotta record audio from the lab, Paul Reiser's character, take down the government basically. I didn't like it. I don't know. I just found it a little weird, but it was fine. It wasn't spent. There wasn't too much time spent, and what was spent was character development for Jonathan and Nancy. That was fine, but overall, I would say this season was amazing. I loved the threat. I loved the setup for season 3. I saw an Empire Strikes Back parallel for sure. 11 being Luke Skywalker, sort of spending time doing her own thing for most of the season, and she doesn't really get with the group until like the end, basically, which was disappointing. But again, we don't have all the pieces of the puzzle yet. We still have season 3 and season 4 to go. So she'll definitely still be around, so I'm fine with it for now. I love that they made it bigger, but not, like, ridiculous. Like, there's a way to make things bigger and expand on the story, and they did it. They found a perfect medium here to do that, and I really dug the whole thing. Guys, what did you think of season 2 of Stranger Things? Comment down below. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.